Hello everyone, I'm Renee Morris, Chief Girl Officer of Uncle Funky's Daughter, and I am so excited to celebrate Women's History Month this month. All March long, we're going to feature a series of women entrepreneurs and impactors from the Houston community. Join us as we celebrate this series of remarkable women who is inspiring not only the Houston community but beyond. And then stay tuned for a surprise ending at the end of this month. I'm so excited to celebrate these phenomenal women with you. I started the company actually 10 years ago this year. We're celebrating our 10-year anniversary, which is awesome. And my path to entrepreneurship is different from many others. Unlike a lot of founders of natural hair products and beauty and skincare products in the industry today, I actually acquired the company 10 years ago from a husband and wife team here in Houston. I am an avid user of the products and loved it so much that decided that I wanted to focus on growing this brand from the little engine that could to something that could be a global enterprise. And I'm on a wonderful quest to make that dream a success and a reality for me and my team and my family. So one thing you asked is what challenges we faced along the way. There are several. When you first buy a company, you know very little about the history of how it was founded. And so one of the things that I need to learn a lot about, and I spent a lot of time with one of the previous owners, with understanding how the brand evolved, how the names came about, understanding the essence of who the brand was. Then I had to think about what elements of the brand's essence we wanted to continue to honor as part of that journey, and then make it my own, right? And so what voice did we want to have as a brand in the marketplace as we continue to grow? One of the other challenges as many entrepreneurs face is the financial challenge of growing the brand. In the first 3 years, I didn't draw a salary. I paid everybody else except for myself. And so all of you out there that are looking to grow your business, or buy a business or start a business, I always caution you to say to be prepared to invest heavily in your company and be prepared to not make a profit, to not even pay yourself, to reinvest. So I think the financial constraint can sometimes be really challenging, especially in the beginning, but you really have to fight through it. I think the other challenges that I faced in this industry was making sure I understood the nuances of how this industry thrived and survived, who the players were, where to balance the puts and the takes, and really figure out how this game was truly played. And so that's one of the biggest challenges in any industry that you're going to face, is really understanding how to play chess, not checkers. One of the things that I'm most proud of is when we hit our first $1 million, which sounds small or big to some. It seems small now, it's big then. But when we first made our first $1 million as a company, I mean, go back to, when I bought this company, it was a few $100,000 in revenue, and I bought it for less than that. It was a great win. But we didn't have a clear path to growth, right? And someone said to me, you can't go into Target unless you're $1 million brand. Well, we went into Target, we weren't $1 million brand, but they didn't know that. And so when we made our first $1 million, it was a huge milestone because I knew, and we made it profitably. I wasn't paying myself still, but everybody else made a profit. And so I think that was one of the biggest wins, that I knew that I was on a road or a path, and I had a company that I could continue to grow. One of the ways that we give back, or I personally give back, is to give back of my time, my talents, and my treasures. So by using my time and my talent, I serve on the board of a few nonprofits here locally in Houston. I give back to University of Michigan and Dillard University, which I am an alumnus of both. And I also give time by volunteering in the local community on various opportunities. We do it as a company, as a team, and I do it individually as a family. Giving back of my time is really important to me, and it's a core value that I try to bestow on my team, my family, everyone that surrounds me. And then the last thing is giving of my treasures, so which means for me giving financially. So too much is given, much is expected, right? And so we this past year we started a scholarship at Dillard University. We started a scholarship at the University of Michigan. I give financially to several foundations, Planned Parenthood, the Dreff Foundation for Delta Sigma Theta, the Jack and Jill Foundation, Arms Wide, UNCF, and it's numerous. So Giving Day, we, as Uncle Punky's daughter, we share all the nonprofits that we impact, and there are several. And so giving of my treasure is very, very, very important to me. I think pursuing your personal goals can be a tough thing, and managing that work-life balance can be even more tough. As many people know, I am married 15 years, I have 4 children, I have a dog, I have a company to run. All of my kids do a ton of different things, and they're still young, so they're not at that high school age yet, which is probably going to be a whole set of tough challenges to overcome. But what I find that's helpful is when I go home, I have 2 phones, and when I go home, I put the work phone down, I pick the personal phone up, and I start to be a mom, and I try to make sure that I'm balancing that time. When I'm on vacation with my kids, but I also do a little bit of work, as my team knows. But then there's also time when I will leave and I will say, this is my family vacation, I'll usually do a little work. On my couple's vacation, I'm not doing work. I usually try to spend that time exclusively with my husband, and he and I kind of do that. So I think it's making sure that you're finding that time exclusively for you and your spouse, or your partner, for your kids. Being able to show up. I always say that I may not be at your practice, but I will be at your game. And so just making sure that you balance what's important for you. I've learned that I'm not the master of everything. I don't clean. So I have to outsource some things in my life, like cleaning, sometimes picking up my kids from school. I think it's very important, especially if you're a woman entrepreneur who has a partner and children and all the things. You have to decide the things that you're going to be great at and the things that you're going to let someone else be great at. As I look to the future and I think about where I want to be personally and professionally, I think professionally I want to continue to grow this brand to a multi-million-dollar enterprise. People ask me all the time, are you going to sell your company? What are you going to do? We get approached often. And I think it's very important to leave a legacy in the African American community. And I want to continue to do that. Personally, as I look to the future, I think it's important to not only leave a legacy for my community, but a legacy for my family, to continue to serve as a role model for my son and my 3 young girls, to show them what growth and success can look like for them if they put in the hard work. I didn't get here by coaxing, I didn't get here by any silver spoon. I got here by the grind. And so I want to continue to show my kids that it's important to continue to grind every day, to strive for excellence, to invest in themselves academically, physically, emotionally, and to really show what a real well-balanced life can look like for them. So I think the advice that I would give women that are looking to make an impact, not only in the Houston area, but beyond and maybe even globally, is to think about the things that are most important to you and where you want to make your impact. You can't be all things to all people. You can't do all things for all people. And so for me, it's really important to focus on the 3 things that I'm going to focus on. And for me, it's children, and then it's women, and it's African American people more broadly. Professionally, if you want to continue to grow professionally, my advice would be to don't forget that not only do you have to grind, and there's the grind out there, ladies, but you also have to stay true to your mental health and make sure that you're balancing, taking time for yourself. Go to the spot, because I will go to the spot. You run, go for a run, go for a bike ride, go for a walk, whatever thing that helps you release that stress. You need that avenue to be able to keep that balance in your life as you're continuing on your grind. So good luck with it all.